So Jordan Battle last night got his first taste of preseason football. And after not playing too much in training camp due to the fact that he's a backup to Dax Hill and Nick Scott, he really balled out last night. Now, he didn't make highlight plays like, Tyson Anderson did, but at the end of the day, he was very consistent when making sure that his assignment was done to the best ability that he could. He did, of course, stop a huge play across the middle, and he also made some key tackles in the game. So, with that being said, he did pretty much everything you could want from him day one. Honestly, way more than I expected him to do, especially in his first game. Shout out to him for that, but also shout out to the fact that I do give him an A+ for how he performed last night. After the game, he talked to the media, and he actually unveiled something that's not really that surprising. So, Battle knows these games are very important for experimenting with adjustments. Very important, Battle said about the adjustments. This is the time to get better in the preseason. The first game is coming up. By the first game, we want to be perfect. That's the goal, to be perfect, so we can have a perfect season. We talked about it as a team being 20-0. In order to do that, we have to make adjustments. Whether that's before the game, during the game, or after the game. So, not to make the same mistakes in the next game. So, making adjustments is big thing for us. Battle finished the game with 3 tackles and 1 pass breakup. And it's interesting, to say the least, again, of the idea of being 20-0. Because, listen, at the end of the day, that's not a new thing that teams look at or think about, right? Every team wants to be 20-0. Every team starts the season off talking to one another like, we're going to be 20-0 this season, right? But the funny thing is, it's usually 99% of the time not logical, right? There are some times where teams are that good that, going into the year, that you're like, okay, this team could definitely go 20-0. And when they're talking about it with their teammates, it's realistically that they could be 20-0 with their teammates, right? I mean, with that team, right? But 99% of the time, it's almost like a pipe dream. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to go 20-0 this year. And everyone starts laughing like, all right, man, so let's calm down. Let's just try to go 10-7. This team could actually go 20-0. And it really does come down to, again, players like Jordan Battle. And the reason why I say that is because we saw Tyson Anderson ball out last night, right? It's a preseason, right? At the end of the day, it is preseason. If he can make plays like that in the regular season, right? Jordan Battle makes plays like that in the regular season. That's all backups to the backups. That's not Dax Hill and Nick Scott. So if Dax Hill and Nick Scott play at the level we expect them to play at, to have rotational pieces making crazy plays like that, that's how you get to 20-0. Joe's going to be back for week 1. We already know that now, right? So, yes, last night the offense struggled, but you got to keep in mind that was not the starting offense out there. That was not the starting receiving core out there. If Jamar Chase was out there last night with T. Higgins, I promise you Jake Browning and Trevor Siemian would have looked like they were QB1 players out there, right? At the end of the day, they would have. They would have looked like they were the best quarterbacks, possible out there with those 2 receivers, right? At the end of the day, we didn't have the best receivers out there. We did have Yoshi and we did have Chuck Sizzle. Chuck Sizzle didn't play as much or didn't get as many targets, but Yoshi did. And Yoshi shows, again, that's another player. Like, there's key parts of his roster when you look at him, right? Yes, obviously Jamar Chase can have a great season. T. Higgins can have a great season. But we need players like Yoshi to go out there, and last night shows a great example on why this team could go 20-0. Because he was a reliable piece for the quarterbacks, right? At the end of the day, he's a 6th receiver on this roster. And he is becoming a very reliable piece for these quarterbacks. Imagine the reliable piece he's going to become for Joe. Imagine having Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, who's been getting reception all game, right? And obviously, destroying all game. And then Yoshi comes in as a rotational piece, and he catches a touchdown pass. Because he's reliable. Because he can catch the football. Because he can make plays. And last night, that end zone play well, yes, it was out of bounds. I said in my video last night in the live stream, that was the same exact looking play as Jamar Chase week 1 last year against the Steelers, when they said he was out of bounds by a big toe. It was on the opposite side of the end zone. And I'm not saying that Yoshi is going to be Jamar Chase by any stretch of the imagination. What I'm saying is that it's that effort and that skill level to go up and make the play. It's the confidence that, you know what, even though I'm a six guy on this roster, I'm going to go make that play. That's the crazy thing about it. And it's also the quarterbacks trusting him. Because I promise you right now, Trevor Siemian on that play, if he throws that pass and he thinks that Yoshi can't go get it, that's going to be picked off, and that's bad on him. That looks awful on him. So, again, it's players like that. It's players like Jordan Battle. It's players like Yoshi. It's players like Chase Brown. It's these guys that need to step up and make plays if we're going to have a perfect season. And so far, that's what we saw last night. Now, obviously, that's one game, right? We're going to have to see the Falcons in the Commanders game and see how we play in those two games, too. But I'm just going to tell you right now, to say, talking about 20-0, it's very plausible. It's very, very plausible. Now, at the same time, though, again, it will come down to the players and everything. But, I mean, last night, like I said before, how I look at it was that, yeah, we don't have the best. Our backups make mistakes. That's preseason. They get better. They learn. They perfect themselves. And I promise you today, all of those guys, well, not today because today is Saturday, tomorrow is our first practice since the preseason game. And I promise you every single thing that they messed up on, they're going to be watching tape. They're going to be learning what they messed up on. There's going to be some players who are no longer on this team. It is what it is. And we're going to see corrections in the second preseason game. And that's how you become 20-0. It's you perfect where you're imperfected at. And you continue to adjust and make better. So, again, to his point, yeah. This is a very plausible team that could go 20-0. But again, it does come down to those single players. But last night was definitely crazy, guys. I will be live streaming the Falcons game next week. It will probably be another 3.5 hour live stream. So basically, stay tuned. Stop by the stream. I know we had Drake last night. We had Batman last night. Obviously, Tom Boyd was there. My man Dylan. You know Dylan. Dylan's the MVP, man. He was there last night. And I can't think of all the people, but we had a lot of great people last night. Oh, SB was there last night. And that one guy, what was his name? Starts with an R? Like I said, I can't remember everyone, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.